I realized that things started getting hectic between me and him. Like our relationship was like basically crumbling. Like in October, November type shit. Cause I started a new job at Amazon. I wasn't working like I think after September. I wasn't working for over a month to nearly 2 months, but he told me it was okay because once again he said, "Oh yeah, he got everything, whatever, whatever." And he started struggling with the rent and stuff, and I don't think he was struggling because he actually was using the money to invest in other things like doing witchcraft for me with other people, and my intuition was telling me that. And he was basically borrowing money from his mother to pay the rent and stuff every week because every week we had to pay like $294. So he was working at this airport job in Atlanta, and certain patterns I started picking up with him when it comes to like how he would like not come home not on time, but like he just would have a irregular pattern of when he coming home from work and stuff. And I was like what happened today? Like why you coming home nearly like 2 o'clock in the morning when he usually supposed to come off like freaking 12 type shit? And then he would tell me some bullshit about the train, this, that, and the third, whatever, whatever, like excuses and shit. But when I call your phone, you're not answering the fucking phone and shit. So I knew that he had a fear because um, any woman's intuition would tell you that if you're really in tune. I was already picking up that he was dealing with somebody. So one night is like he was in the bathroom or whatever, right? And I noticed that he was doing shit like being in the bathroom and being in there for like over an hour, sometimes even 2 hours. Like only Lord knows what the fuck he was doing. But really and truly what he was doing was one, doing stuff with our sex videos. Like he used to video me like having sex with him and stuff. Like but it was only one position that he would do that and actually be videoing me, and I didn't even know that he was doing that. Like but anyway, he was doing something with the dark web, and then on top of that, he was on a transgender site, like dealing with transgenders, and then on top of that, having an affair with men, and also having an affair with somebody on the job. Yeah, so how I found out about the person that he was doing on the job, like I said, I was like washing up some dishes in the kitchen or whatever, and I'm hearing him trying to talk low, like trying to be low or some shit, like talking to a bitch or whatever. So I eavesdropped low key, and I hear him saying like, "Oh yeah, ma, I got something lined up, da da da, this down the third." So I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? Like nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. Who you talking to nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, and not even your own mother you talk to at that time in the morning, bro. Like your mother don't even talk to you that late ever. So I open the door and I'm like, who you on the phone with? Like mad low. I said, who you on the phone with? He started ignoring me. I'm like, who you on the phone with? Then he started getting the defensive and shit. Started getting defensive and shit and started grabbing up his phone tighter and shit. So I grabbed the phone, like, not out of his hand, but like trying to grab to see who the fuck he on the phone with. And I see somebody named Nakia. So I'm like, who the fuck is Nakia? He like, yo, I'ma call you back. This down the third. Hung up the phone. So I'm like, okay, so this is what we doing. I'm like, so you fucking around with other bitches? Like, why are you hiding to talk to Like, who was this person? So he threw me on the bed. Like, it was a whole altercation right there, because like he felt like it was okay to be putting his hands on me and shit, like whatever. But he got too comfortable with that. But anyway, he was like, that could have been my mother, that could have been my sister, that could have been my cousin. I said, first of all, you don't even have a sister. What are you talking about? And he basically was trying to tell me like, oh, you wasn't gonna stop shit anyway. This, that, and the third. I said, oh. So from right there, I was just like, you know what? I was already like ready to move out anyway. Like I was already planning to like not really deal with him anymore because I was already working a different job by that time, because that was like in November 2023, and um I seen that he was really dealing with somebody else and lying to me about shit, like being sneaky, doing sneaky ass shit, like talking on the phone and being outside with it. Like I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what conversations he holding with people. Then the way that I realized that he had funny shit going on with dudes is because like the type of relationships that he had with them. Because it's like he would meet a dude, right, and would talk all this lovely shit about a dude. Like he would say all this nice shit about a dude or whatever, but as soon as he fall out with a nigga, like he's talk so bad about them. Like he would say so much bad shit about them. Like he would never maintain a friendship with, yeah, what it is, relationship, bromance. He would never maintain a relationship with these dudes, bro. Like, excuse me. And then one time I also overheard him have a conversation with some dude and talking about some, oh, remember that time we had met at the park and we smoked the split together or some shit like that. He was saying some shit, bro. But I was always looking at him funny, like, mm-mm. And then another time, I picked up on some fruity shit with him was he had a big bro name in his phone with a green heart next to it. Don't play with me. So I was already curious about that. I was already curious. Yes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Never said nothing to him though, cause I know how BL dudes be. They know that you found him out. They be ready to, for me. So I tried to ease my way out of the lion's mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like I had to be strategic with how I was moving with this nigga, because I already was seeing like he was on some other shit, bro. And it's like one time he was sleeping and I seen the person hitting him up, big bro. And I said, you know what? Let me look through these messages, because fuck no. Like, what the fuck he got going on with niggas? I seen some type of conversation with him and this dude, and it's like basically the dude baby mother had a problem with them being friends. And he's just like, and Izzy talking about something, oh, we need to meet up low key, da da da, this, that, and the third. And then he talking about something, oh, I would bring you food, this, that, and the third. What the fuck y'all got going on? What the fuck? Like, no, bro. No. That shit ain't no brotherly love. That's kind of fishy ass shit y'all niggas on, bro. And then on top of that, like, I'm just not remembering a lot of shit, but like he used to say a lot of sus ass shit, bro. Like he used to say one time, oh, you know, sometimes I don't even be wanting to be a man. I really just want to be like your big sis. What? What the fuck you mean by that, nigga? Like, what the fuck you mean by you want to just be my big sis? If you could. Like, he used to say a lot of sus ass shit, bro, and it used to throw me off all the way. And I'm like, yo, this nigga is gay, bro. So I started looking up signs, like on YouTube. Started looking up on YouTube. Started looking up on Google and shit, like signs of a DO man. And I think he started catching on to the shit, like, I say, cause I left out of that crib like in March 2023. To be honest, I moved out March 10th. I remember. And before it reached up to that part, Um, it was just like times where he would just do little sus ass shit, bro. Like I can't remember at the time, but I also forgot to say about the part where I found out that niggas was trying to kill me as well too. This was right after I had posted that first video about why I stopped doing tarot and stuff, and this had to be like around November or December. And I kid you not, like nearly 2 weeks later, I'm walking down Wendell Drive and I'm coming from the corner store, not the corner store, the fucking gas station, the Citgo. And this is like around the evening time, like around 7 or something like that. I see one Dodge Charger, I believe, a black Dodge Charger, all black, black rims, black tint, and I seen a dude basically masked up with almost all black on type shit. I think I seen a little gray, but I think it was like all black the person had on, for real, for real. So it was a little weird to me. It was weird to me because I'm minding my business and I'm walking away and it's like the motherfucker pulled up and he started slowing down, coming towards me. It's like I'm coming down the block, I'm coming up the block, I mean, and he's coming down the block. So when he came towards me, he started slowing down type shit. And I'm looking at him, he looking at me, and I'm like, the fuck? So I'm like, the fuck? Then he sped off. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. But then again, I was already used to that because on that block, that's a block where a lot of like crazy shit be going on, like prostitution, drug dealing, people on drugs and just doing all kind of crazy ass shit, you know what I'm saying? But I always used to be locked in with old dude in the crib, like and anytime like I be outside is only because I'm going to the store. Like I'm going to go to work or to the store type shit. I was never like hanging outside. I was never on them type of timing. But I knew the feds was watching from them time as well too though. Because I used to see them basically pull up and be right across the street watching that place every day, bro. Literally every fucking day. Right? So even up to the point where my ex was like, oh, I think the feds is watching me, da da da, this and that. So I'm like, what you mean the feds is watching? He like, I think they been watching me since the time I moved in with you from Panola Road. I said, oh, is that true? Then he started confessing about how he had a gun left over there by Panola Road, and I didn't even know he did that. Like he left it in the backyard. But I don't know if he was really telling the truth about that or not. I don't know if that was, really real. Cause like the nigga always lied so much. Like it was always hard for me to really believe him in the first place. Cause he always lied about every fucking thing. Like I don't believe shit that nigga say for real. So yeah, what led me up to really wanting to leave that nigga was because that shit done happen. Like where the dude was going fake drive by me, you know what I'm saying? But every time he skirted on me, because he did it twice, he pulled up twice, like in the same motion, like when I was coming up the block, he spun the block and came right back again, slowed down. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck you want from me? And he didn't say nothing. He just kept on driving again. And I'm like, that was weird. So then when I told my ex that, he was like, oh, that's why you shouldn't be posting your business about posting. No, he was like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't be posting the business about the family, this, that, and the third. I said, so why are you even mad about me talking about this shit? He's like, cause I should have been telling you what you should say and what you shouldn't say. What you mean? So that means you have some type of involvement then. So I started putting two and two together with this shit, and I'm like, you know what? Let me start doing my own research on this shit. Like, is this nigga really a part of trying to off me, bro? Like, with the family, bro, and doing this witchcraft and all kind of shit, and lining me up. Come to find out, he was, especially with another woman. I don't know who this woman was. I felt like it was the bitch that he was living with before he even dealt with me. Before he was living with his mom and stuff again, but he told me that he was living in a house with a bitch or whatever, and she and him got the house together and shit like that. But like what I was picking up from the reading, that it was somebody that he already known, he was already dealing with, and basically was trying to line me up for my demise to steal from me and get this money or whatever. So it was tax season time, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get this money and get the fuck out of here. I'm like, let me get the fuck up out of Georgia. You heard? Because I'm like, nah, I'm not about to let nobody lie on me. You feel what I'm saying? I felt the synchronicities and the signs that somebody was trying to lie on me, because I had a dream even one point in time where it's like he was dealing with some type of girl, like some girl in my dream, and she was a light skinned looking girl. I don't know, like it could have been a Spanish bitch, because in my dream, like she looked like a Spanish girl, and I don't know. It's like he was kiki and laughing and ha ha with the bitch, like in my dream and shit, and it was just weird. So I'm like, what is he planning with a bitch? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I already was seeing signs. So I was like, file my taxes, and I say, you know what? When my taxes come, I'm gonna use this money to get the fuck out of here, because that was the only money that I could have depended on at the time. Like the money that I was actually working for, this nigga was basically fucking taking my money and doing witchcraft with me, with witchcraft on me with, and lying to me, saying that he's gonna use it to pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? Because he was lying about the hours that he was working. That nigga's just such a liar, habitual, pathetic ass liar, bro. But come to find out, like, yeah, the nigga was just really trying to violate or whatever. And I started peeping game up until the night before I left. I had a dream that it was him, the alleged father, the alleged nephew, and they was like taking me to like a backwoods, like a woods, some part in the woods, because Georgia like got bare woods and shit. So it's like the scenery in my dream, it was like me being in the woods, and they was behind me or whatever, and I seen like a car in the distance. So they wanted to like basically put me in the car or whatever. But I'm asking these niggas like, yo, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? They don't want to tell me where we going and shit. So I'm like, the fuck y'all got planned? Like in my dream, I was having anxiety. Like it felt like a lucid dream. You know what I'm saying? So I was nervous and shit. I ended up waking up, rebuking that and stuff. I didn't look at him the same after that, and I had an attitude the whole fucking day after I woke up, bro. Cause I'm like, okay, everything is lining up now. Like you really on some bullshit for real, for real. And that day we had went to the supermarket. I ain't eat nothing all day, but yeah, we had went to the supermarket, and like he was having a attitude with me, because I was having an attitude. So anytime I have an attitude, he got an attitude automatically, because he don't know what I'm thinking. He used to say that a lot, like, oh, I don't know what you want, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I used to shrug it off, like, whatever. But we in the supermarket, and he told me he gonna step outside or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But in my gut feeling, I was like, let me hurry up and get out the supermarket, because I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? For real, for real. What is he doing? Because already the dream threw me all the way off, pissed me the fuck off. And I'm like, yo, is this a sign that I really need to leave ASAP? And mind you, I already had gotten my tax money like 3 days before that, like on the 7th or whatever, and I left on the 10th, right? That was the 10th of March this year. And I'm like in the cash register line, cashing out the food and shit, and I see him from afar on the phone with somebody, and he already told me that he was gonna be on the phone with somebody from a record label studio or some shit like that, right? He trying to arrange an appointment out or whatever with this person. Excuse me. So I was already fishy about that shit because I'm thinking like, is this nigga trying to sacrifice me or something? Come to find out, yes, he was. So I'm stepping out of the supermarket and I'm hearing him talk like loud on the phone and like asking a couple questions like, oh, what am I supposed to expect with this, that, and the third, da, da, da. Like he just trying to go over shit. And he got off the phone with that, and then he got a call from his big bro and telling his big bro like, oh yeah, we're gonna go into the studio, we're gonna do this day and this, that, and the third, da, da, da. So I'm side eyeing the fuck out this nigga, like having a whole attitude with him with ride home, like taking an Uber back to the crib. We was having petty ass arguments, like little petty arguments, but like I wasn't really saying much. I was really keeping quiet because when I'm mad, like I don't even want to say too much. To be honest, like I don't like talking. When somebody get me upset, I'm gonna give you the silent treatment. I think that's my toxic trait, but like sometimes people be knowing what the fuck they doing, bro. People be knowing what they doing and they knowing what they doing to you, bro. So more time, what the fuck am I gonna say to you when you already know what you've been doing and you know you that ass wrong? We head back to the spot and shit, and I'm thinking to myself like, yo, how am I gonna get out of this nigga crib? I mean, not even this nigga crib. It was our crib first of all, cause Miss Ann actually helped us with the place, so he just felt like he had authority over me and everything like that because he was paying bills and shit. I'm like, don't play with me. Like I wasn't holding shit down too. But anyway, we ended up having an argument and he was saying some shit like, oh, you know, all you need to do now is just work and pay half of the rent. We don't gotta be together no more. This, that, and the third. Like, so I lost it. I'm arguing back and forth with him now. I'm just popping my shit, talking my shit. This, that, and the third. Next thing you know, I blacked the fuck out. I don't even know what happened. Or next thing I know, I got up off the floor and my fucking arm was discombobulated. Like my arm literally fucking was like this arm right here was discombobulated, and I ended up having this little shit right here, whatever, and it was bleeding and whatnot. Right, so when that happened, I was like, yo, nigga, look what the fuck you did to my arm. He's like, oh, I don't give a fuck. He don't care. I'm like, I bet. I'm getting the fuck out of here. So, ready to call an Uber now. I was like, yo, I gotta see a doctor. He's like, nah, you don't gotta go to the hospital. He ain't want me to go to the hospital. I'm like, nigga, you just broke my arm. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to the hospital, dickhead. So, when he realized that I was really serious about leaving and I started packing up my stuff, even with my discombobulated shoulder, he was like, just started cursing me out and talking about I was just cheating. I was cheating on him, this, that, and the third. Like basically projecting, because first of all, I was never cheating on him. He was doing all the cheating. He was doing all of the backstabbing. He was doing all of the fucking witchcraft. He was doing all this fuck shit towards me. And he seen that I was fed up and I was packing up all my shit. I ain't cry not once. I didn't give a fuck. I was just like hella mad, but I was ready to get the fuck on because I'm like, you know what? I got my money to leave anyway, bitch. Like bitch, I'm out. Going to the hospital, take care of myself, and I'm getting the fuck out of Georgia, dummy. So he popped shit or whatever on my way out, and the pain started worsening and worsening and worsening because I had my shit packed up in bags and I had to get a fucking suitcase. So I had to go to Walmart. I stopped at Walmart, got a suitcase, nearly fucking fainted in there because like the pain started really like getting severe, bro. And I called his mother and I was like, you know what, could you meet me at the hospital at the Piedmont? And this is the paperwork right here, nigga, because I ain't lying about shit. Yeah. So it's the Piedmont Urgent Care. And it said today's visit, injury of head, initial encounter, acute pain to left shoulder, injury due to altercation, initial encounter. So yeah, I fell on the floor and all these things when I, tussled with him or whatever. And basically that's how my arm broke. And mind you, this nigga like like nearly 300 pounds type shit, or even over 300. So whatever. But I ended up getting the x-ray there, right? They took my vitals, all of that. And they was just like, the most that they could give me is medication, which is this paperwork right here. They try to give me hydrocodone, whatever. But honestly, I never took no pills because I don't like pills. And speaking about pills, like my nephew, he almost had me hooked on to Xanax at one point in time when I was living out there in Lithuania because I was going through therapy at the time in Baltimore before I moved out there in Lithuania, and they was giving me pills for my anxiety because I wanted help with my anxiety at the time. It was crazy, like my anxiety was really out the roof, and I thought that like meditating wasn't gonna help, but God really delivered me through all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being hooked on to like pills, because I don't even remember the name of the pills that the people in Baltimore gave me. But basically when I went to Georgia, this nigga started giving me Xanax. Like my nephew started giving me Xanax, and after I got delivered from that, because like I took it probably less than 10 times. I say the most. Which is not bad because some people get really hooked onto that shit, and that shit could kill you, bro. That shit could really hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And I realized the effects that it was having on me over time. Like it was only making me have more anger issues. It was only like it was only messing with me in the worst way. So I've been stopped doing that shit. And yeah. But back to this. Like I just stopped. I stopped dealing with the nigga, and his mother had me stay with her like up until the 17th. I stayed there for a whole week, and I felt like his mother was doing witchcraft on me too, because it was just weird being around her, because like every time I was around her, my head like my mind would feel foggy, and then at nighttime when everybody be lights out and she be in her room with her husband and I'm in the room that they have as a guest room, I used to feel like I'm being tormented with demons, like demons trying to torment me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep on meditating and raising my vibration at the time. Although, like, I was already going through it at the time, and um stressing because the motherfucker done hurt my damn arm. And dealing with heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? A nigga done cheated on me, all this crazy shit, and try to line me up. Like, that's a lot to deal with. So yes, I was vibrating low at the time, and I was I was almost, letting the attacks that was being sent my way fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? But I realized it was her energy and being in that house that was not really agreeing with me at all spiritually. So I was like, you know what, let me get the fuck up out of here. And like the first 3 days being in her crib, I said, you know what, let me try and see how I could get out of her crib. So I tried to get a room or whatever. She took me to the room that I wanted to rent out and stuff, and all the guy really wanted was like $200 at the time, and I was willing to give it to him. And she was trying to bring her little shitty ass opinion, her little 2 cents, and saying, "Oh no, I don't think you should get that room. This, down the third, da da da." I'm just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then how I really like left for real, because like Izzy kept on fucking texting my phone and talking about some "I still love you," this, that, and the third, and I was already trying to move on. Like, bitch, like, what the fuck you don't understand? You done broke my arm. You done did all this shit. Like, you done cheated. Why the fuck you think I'ma still want to deal with you? Blocked, right? So, I had to come up with a plan, and I had to come up with a plan quick, because I'm like, yo, I feel like the mother was like trying to keep me attached to him type shit, and kept talking about him, kept bringing him up. And then on top of that, like 2 times out of the time I was being around her, she wanted to go around him and bring me with her. I'm like, no, I don't want to, like, I don't want to be around him, bro. Like, what the fuck, you don't understand, bitch? But came to the point where I said, you know what? Let me try and book a hotel or whatever for a week or whatever. But my spirit told me like, nah, don't even do that. Like, my ancestors was like, nah, get the fuck up out of Atlanta, bro. Like, get out of Georgia, bro. Get out. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna book it for one day and make it seem like, you feel me? Like I'm supposed to stay there for a whole week type shit. Cause like I wanted them to feel like, I'm gonna still stay out there. Cause I don't want niggas to know my business in my next move. Cause my next move had to be my best move, you heard? So I'm like, I like booked the spot, and I showed her the spot. I said, can you take me there tomorrow? She's like, okay, I can take you there. Blah, blah, blah. So she thinking I'm about to be there for a whole week. Like not even a whole week, but like starting to stay there, like it's an extended stay type shit. I lied to her. Had to. So, cause she was on my ass, like her son or whatever. And we went to the hotel, and as I went to the hotel, she started trying to like pray and do all this stuff in there, and basically trying to make me comfortable in the house. I mean, in the hotel or whatever, but not even knowing, like, bitch, I already booked my motherfucking I booked my fucking bus ticket for the next day to leave Georgia, and I can't go to another state. So I was just like, I'm gonna let her think that like it's all good, like I don't got shit going on for real, and she don't know my next move. She telling me, oh, I'm gonna come back the next day, bring over food, da 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 da. It's down the third early in the morning. I'm like, what time? She like around no later than 10, and she gonna get food from the church. And I was already feeling like she's a witch, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to fuck with you no more, nigga. Like, you don't even know I'm about to block your dumb ass. Like, so that ended up happening or whatever, and she went home. I did my work. I uploaded my videos up to YouTube, and I say, you know what? I'm leaving out early in the morning before she even try to come out here. Like before she even try to, you feel me, come check up on me and type shit. So I packed up all my shit, made sure everything was ready for the next morning, bro. I barely could have even sleep for real, cause like, you know, like I was just going through it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm out, bro. Like I was determined to leave, and nigga, by the time the morning came, nigga, I was really out for real. I was going like the wind, yo, and went on my bus. I went on my bus flight, and I mean not bus flight. Um, I booked my bus ticket and got on the bus, and I left. I went to a whole nother state, and after that, I was just like over it. But things started getting more weirder after I moved to another state, cause this nigga started like trying to basically hunt me down type shit, and it was giving obsessed. It was giving fatal attraction. You know what I'm saying? And I changed my number. That was one, because I already seen that he was being a weirdo. And um after I already told him like, yo, like I don't want to be with him no more. It's that and the third. Like he started trying to send me pictures of him and his new bitch or whoever the fuck it was, but I couldn't even see the pictures anyway. Like it didn't even matter to me because I didn't give a fuck. You feel me? Like when I'm done for real. I don't care. I'm not looking back. So he did all this shit to try and get my attention. It didn't work. Then he started trying to stalk me on motherfucking social media, of course, because like that's the only way he could try and get to me with his loser ass. Um, Stalking me on motherfucking YouTube, stalking me on motherfucking TikTok, just being a complete weirdo, and I had to keep on blocking and blocking and blocking because he was really fucking annoying the shit out of me. And then he tried another tactic by using somebody from my old workplace, like somebody from my old workplace on Cash App. Somebody gonna send me $1, like I'm desperate for money. Sending me $1 on Cash App, talking about some where you at, nigga. What? Like I'm not answering to nobody for no dollar, much less anything. It could be $1 million, nigga. I'm not answering nobody, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? So when I seen that, I'm like, okay, you being a creep for real. Cause why the fuck you wanna know where the fuck I'm at? Why you so desperate to know where the fuck I'm at? Come to find out, yeah, the nigga was just really trying to off me, bro. Like really was trying to off me. And nigga, like that's really pretty much about it. Cause like after that, when I moved on to another state, bro, like it's just like basically he kept trying to stalk me, and I made it clear as day that I didn't want to have no dealings, no parts with this nigga, and he still was trying everything in his power to really fuck with me, and I was not trying to fuck with this nigga, bro. Like I was just trying to move the fuck on with my life. Like nigga, you had me in a whole slingy. I couldn't even fucking use my arm for weeks, bro. Couldn't even sleep on this arm for weeks. Like going through bad pain and shit, nigga. Nerve damage and all kind of shit, nigga. Like you think I want to deal with you, nigga? When you could have really dead ass killed me? I don't want to have nothing to do with that faggot ass nigga, bro. And then I started having more dreams about his sexuality when I moved on. Like, for example, I had a dream that like we was in a house. I had dreamed about this back in May. And it says I had a dream that he and I were in the house and he was hiding something on his phone that I ended up being curious about. I picked up his phone while it was charging in another room and he was busy doing something elsewhere in the house. It was a gay, dark skinned male that answered when I picked up the phone, and he was claiming how he was um, fucking my man for money and he wanted to get in touch with him, but he's been avoiding him. Um, he was telling a backstory on how they met, and they had a secret relationship going on involving money. When I then confronted him about it, he denied it, and then he tried to reach for a little small gun inside of his pocket. Like he had a little jacket pocket on. I mean, a jacket with a little pocket on the inside, and it had a gun, a little small ass gun. And when I seen him reach for the gun, I grabbed it from him, and I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you doing? Like, that's your word? I'm like, this how you feel? Yeah. So then he chased me all around the house for the gun, and I stashed it away from the both of us. And after that, my dream switched to me being back at this old crib in Queens on 177, um, yeah, 177 11 106 Road. And that's some other shit. But yeah, like I was basically having dreams like that about this nigga being gay, bro. Like, and it was just basically showing me like the DL life that he was living in Atlanta, bro. And whole time when I was doing my work, he was jealous of me, bro. Like the nigga was really dead ass jealous of what I had going on doing my spiritual work. He wanted my spiritual gifts. He used to really like steal my energy, like drain my energy, bro, to the point where like sometimes I feel too drained to even do my work, bro. And he was doing that through sex and also just from like arguing with me a lot and doing all this negative ass shit, bro. And shit was just getting too toxic, bro. And I'm glad I left that nigga alone, cause like it was just getting old, bro. Like all that shit was getting old. And then on top of that, like nigga, like the nigga was just trying to line me for a come up, and I peeped it. So I left the bitch ass nigga alone. And shit, this is my story. So hopefully, like this could help somebody that may be going through the same type of shit as me, and they need a way out of this shit. And hope this shit helps. That's it.